Nintendo Power, issue number 4, January, February 1989. Featured game, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Here's a look at the contents. I rented this game at one point back then. I recall WrestleMania for the NES. It's all right. It's good for a rental. I have no idea what Captain Nintendo was. I wasn't interested in it at the time, so can't really speak to it. This is another game I would not be interested in at the time. Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Here's the big one, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, which I guess was hard to come by when it was first released because of some sort of chip shortage. So I'm not sure if that was a manufactured scarcity to kind of hype the game up a little bit. But I played through this and finished it. I never owned it, but I borrowed it long enough for me to accomplish that. Over the years, my attention span has decreased, so I don't finish games like I used to. In fact, I haven't... I'm really not playing anything right now, but I used to have more time to put into stuff like this, and it was okay. It wasn't as good as the original. They kind of switched things up a bit with a side-scrolling sort of action sequence and then overhead map sequence. But one of the more polarizing entries into the series. I think a lot of people either love it or hate it. These maps, though, were pretty helpful back then. And then that was it as far as the coverage goes. Skate or Die, this is pretty cool. I used to enjoy playing this game. I didn't own it. Again, I didn't own very many Nintendo games. I would either borrow them or rent them. You know, back then I didn't have the ability to go out and just buy whatever I wanted. So it was like, I didn't have the means to just, you know, get stuff. So I had to either, like I said, rent it or borrow from somebody who had it. Counselor's Corner. And again, I think these were questions that were printed because they were the most asked about when people called the Nintendo Power number, or the Nintendo Game Tip Hotline. And then the people that answer the phone, some of them anyways. Some Double Dragon secrets. Never played this game. I think I might actually have it. I gotta reconfirm, but and it's been a few years, but I bought one of those NES Classic Mini systems a few years ago, and it's hackable. And I think I might have loaded the entire Nintendo 8-bit game library to it. So I would have all these games now, but I don't remember, and I certainly haven't played it in a long time. But that was the great thing about those mini systems. You could actually find ROMs online. Maybe it's more difficult now, I don't know, and just have a bunch of games on that one little system. Super Nintendo, Nintendo were the two primary ones, and then Sega has, they have a Genesis one, TG16 has one, and then I actually pre-ordered the new Sega Genesis Mini 2, which has even more games. I believe that's a Japan-only order, even though they make it for the U.S. market, you have to order from Amazon Japan. And there's going to be limited quantities of that, so I figured I would want to get it in case I want to play it, instead of having to go look for it after the fact and pay up. Here's a football game coverage for Nintendo. Probably, John Elway's quarterback, Tecmo Bowl, NFL football. Tecmo Bowl I played the hell out of. John Elway I've never played. And I don't recall NFL football. Tecmo Bowl and then the subsequent Tecmo Super Bowl were absolute time sinks for me back then. There's Metal Gear. This was a fun game. One of my best friends got this for a birthday present or a Christmas present, and we remember it came with like a map, and we actually sat and played through the whole thing over the course of 3 days. Got really into this game. And then here's some, I guess, upcoming games or games that didn't deserve a big expose like these other ones here. I remember renting and beating this game. It took like 3 hours. I remember sitting one sunny summer afternoon and just like playing this through all the way. Again, I had more time on my hands back then. And this is a big game. Ninja Gaiden. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Bayou Billy. That game was somewhat of a disappointment. I remember really looking forward to getting that, and one of the few games I actually purchased, and one of those games where I got to the very end after spending however long it took to get there, only to lose my last life on like the last boss, and it was like at that point, it's forget. I'm not going to do it. After all that, it was like, screw it. I'm not going to bother trying to finish it again. And the contest winner stuff here. You did the contests. Top 30. And then coming up next issue, Ninja Gaiden, Hudson Adventure Island, and more on the Adventure of Link. And that will do it. Thanks for watching.